The pressure is on as the DeWalt Cup Series heads to its one road course race in the Chase, the Holiday Inn 400 from the Riverside International Raceway. It's a high-speed, technical 11-turn road course in California with just 8 points separating the top two in the championship. Will one of the familiar faces get back to victory lane, or will a new driver rise up to stop the dominance of the big three teams? It's all to race for, with 19 road course racing laps next on JRTV. Welcome everyone to the 5th Chase race of the season, the Holiday Inn 400 from the Riverside International Raceway. Great to be back road course racing for the final time for the 29th DeWalt Cup Series 2025 race. I'm Trey Wachowski, Trey Bardo alongside me in the booth, and Trey, great to be here in California. We'll be back in the state for the finale in a few weeks' time, but here we are, Trey. We're midway through the chase. Chris Jericho, Matt Tuck separated by 8 points. Bryce Egan, Laura Chung there to pick up the scraps if those two don't have good days here today. What do you think we're going to see for 19 laps here, road course racing out here in Riverside, California?
It's gonna be hectic. We're gonna see right turns. We're not used to that. The drivers aren't used to that, Joe. So that's it's always something to throw into there. Believe it or not, these cars can make right turns, which is very weird to me. But overall, I think this is gonna be that race where, I feel like it's gonna be our greatest chance to see a non-chase driver win a race. I don't think that's happened yet since it started, has it?
No. Well, we thought that that Talladega would be that chance, and we saw what happened there. Chris Jericho stole it at the end after none of the chasers had led a lap until the last lap. Even Darlington looked like it would be not necessarily a non-chaser, but a non-driver that had yet to win this season. Max Davis was up there leading a lot of the laps. Ended up having to pit late while Bryce Egan and Matt Tuck were able to stay out. And the points as they enter, as you see on the screen, Chris Jericho leads the point standings. 8 back is Matt Tuck in the number 11. If the race were to end as it starts, when we take the green flag, the points will shift in favor of Matt Tuck. He starts in 9th here today. Jericho starts all the way back in 18th. So as the race starts, Matt Tuck will have a 1-point advantage over Chris Jericho. Will it stay like that? We don't know. This is a road course where it is possible to make passes. You can move up. However, 18th place, you might have a shot at the top 10 to finish. We'll just have to see how Jericho does starting mid-pack, how Matt Tuck does starting up inside the top 10. A little bit further back is Tuck's teammate Bryce Egan, who just got his 3rd win of the season out in Darlington, and he's 17 points back. Laura Chung is 4th in points. She's 26 points back. Bad news for Bryce Egan. He starts behind Jericho in 20th place. Laura Chung starts in 12th. So, Trey, the top 4 in the championship, none of them start inside the top 8. The highest of them is Matt Tuck, who comes in 2nd in points. He starts 9th. Laura Chung then starts 12th, Chris Jericho 18th, Bryce Egan 20th. What do you think is the strategy for someone like Jericho who has the points lead versus Bryce Egan, who's back there and has to make up ground, but he starts behind the guy he has to make up ground too?
If you're Jericho, you just gotta kind of maintain your advantage on everyone else behind you in points and try to make up as many spots as you can. Even though at a place like this it can be difficult, but at the same time, at a road course, I feel like it's an easier way to make up spots during a race because it's all about technique, right? It's not about rhythm and all that stuff. Well, I mean, rhythm in terms of an oval is what I should say. But if you're someone starting like you mentioned, Egan, I think you just got to go all out. I mean, you got nothing to lose, right? You're behind them already. I mean, you have a chance to take the lead, and you got to make up as many points as you can. And I think you just become a human bulldozer and push everyone out of the way, and hopefully you can run away so they can't get you back.
Well, with just 4 races left, Bryce Egan is really in a scenario where he can't lose any more points, because then the points to gain per race gets up so high that it might be impossible to do that against drivers that have been so good as of late this season. Even for Laura Chung, she comes in a good distance back. With just 4 races to go, she needs to make up an average of 7 points per race, and that's very, very hard to do. The easiest way to do that is by winning poles and then winning the race. The problem is, Trey, the last 3 chase races, the pole position has been won by non-chasers. Think back to Talladega, it was OSC Racing. At Darlington, it was Matthew Burnett for your team. And here today, Justin Zedell gets yet another pole. It's his 2nd pole in the road course this season. He'll leave the green flag for EKH Enterprises. So that's, these last 3 races, Trey, 9 points that have been knocked off the board from poles that have not gone to chasers. They've gone to non-chasers. So that's fascinating to see how that's played out. And we'll have to see if that track position for Zidell and some of these other non-chasers or just drivers that have not yet won races this season can work for them here today, because of the top 10 stars, Trey, 8 have yet to visit victory lane, the DeWalt Cup Series. The only 2 drivers that have won races this season that start inside the top 10, Nathan Stapleton starts in 2nd, Matt Tuck starts in 9th. And oh, by the way, those are two drivers that have won the last two road course races in the series.
Yeah, so it's definitely people we're going to be watching out for, Joe. But again, I'm just saying, I think these chasers might be in a little trouble today. I think it's going to be a non-chaser, even though, like you mentioned, the last couple of times we've said that we were severely shown the other side of it and that it was a chaser, but it wouldn't be the first time that we've been proven wrong. And no, I would like to be proven right for once.
All right. Well, we'll see if that can play out here today. It's a long pace lap, as it's a 2.69 mile course. So we'll start to get the cars rolling off the pit road, and we'll see Zidell and Stapleton will lead us to the green flag from front row. Jude Martinelli with a good qualifying result in third. Keegan Thompson fourth will lead the Toussaint charge. Then two more EKH cars, Crown Jr. and Riley Spurley Tube on the third row. Then Torres and Davis and Matt Tuck and Ladovic Charette for Red Lightning Racing with a solid performance. Put that 0-2 inside the top 10 to start as the field rolls off pit road. And they'll start to roll through this very, very interesting, unique technical race course as we'll go through basically the Forever S's and the prediction battle for this season. It's down to basically 9/10 of a position between us, Trey. You got your fourth win of the season, but once again, I was second for the third straight week, so the gap has not changed really much at all. It's still 9/10 between us as the Gatorade starting grid starts to roll. I get to go for first this week. I'm taking Riley Spurley Tube in that number 28 car. He's been good at the road courses this season. Hasn't yet found victory lane. EKH Enterprise as a whole hasn't found victory lane, but here they are starting first, fifth, and sixth. And I think we get a new team and driver winner here today with Riley Spurley Tube getting it done.
Well, Joe, last week I picked the person starting in second place and turned out pretty well for me. So I think I'm going to do it again here. Going to go start with the person in second place. And that man is Nathan Stapleton. We know he could win, Joe. We know he's got a fast car underneath him. Does he have it at a road course? I guess we're going to have to go and find out, because last time he was at a road course, he got taken out by a teammate, or took out his teammate, however you want to look at it. So if we could avoid that today, Joe, I think we're going to be all right.
Yep, entering pit road at Watkins Glen, Lord and Nathan Stapleton got together. The prior road course before that was Montreal. Nathan Stapleton dominated it. He pulled away by what, like 10, 12 seconds and won the race handily. So he's hoping for something like that here today as he starts in second. I think that's actually where he started at Montreal when he went to victory lane, past Keegan Thompson in the first corner of the first lap, and never looked back for Otter Island Motorsports. Track facts as we go down this long backstretch ready to take the green flag, and we'll enter into turn 11, the final corner, in just a few moments. 2.69 mile road course. This will be a pretty short race, all things considered, 19 laps. We will not see any caution flags, obviously no cautions at road courses this season. So it'll be 19 green flag laps. Fuel window, 10 to 12 laps. Some might try to short pit, try and get some tires on, although there's not that much tire fall off. They might just want to pit to get into a clear track and get clean air and run some hot laps there, basically some qualifying laps. 11-turn road course, and it's pretty evenly split between the right-handers and the left-handers. So here we go for the fifth chase race of the season. It'll be another non-chaser to lead to the green flag. Justin Zidell for EKH Enterprises, both driver and team looking for their first ever victory in the DeWalt Cup Series. But to his outside is Nathan Stapleton, Otter Island Motorsports. The team has 10 wins this season. Stapleton has 6 of those. Here they come to take the green flag. The Holiday Inn 400 from Riverside is underway on JRTV. Side by side up through the S is a very difficult thing to do. You see Martinelli getting squirrely, Riley Spurley getting squirrely, and through all that, Nathan Stapleton gets to the lead. Here's the trickiest corner of them all. It's a quick left-right. Martinelli goes wide into the wall. Everyone trying to get through cleanly, and so far, only Martinelli the one to really get up into the wall. So he'll drop back. Stapleton to the lead. Zidell second. Now Crown Jr. up to third. Thompson to fourth. Philip Torres for fifth on Martinelli. That 94 getting to the wall, held up Riley Spurley Tube. They're trying to come back with great forward momentum, but you can see some damage, Trey, on that 94. That's just how tricky that corner is. Very hard in a stock car to make it work. These cars are not nimble at all.
Yeah, Joe, these cars are so heavy that, you know, when you're doing those switchbacks, like that section is there, it gets upset at any sort of way. I mean, it's just going to throw that car into a direction, and unfortunately for Martinelli, it was the direction right into the wall, right? So we'll have to see if that damage is going to affect him in the long term here. He did a great job of kind of getting it off the wall and being able to continue, but we'll have to see what the long term effects of that is, as Spurley Tube is trying to get past Philip Torres right now in the 77. He's looking to look to the outside, but
that's not really.
run a pass at, oh no, then it's going to hurt him because he's going to lose multiple spots here. He's going to try to find the inside, Joe, but this is just S's. So you're on the inside, then outside, then inside, then outside.
You don't want to be side-by-side through here. It really slows you down. Up at the front, Stapleton's lead is diminishing. Zeidel's coming back. Oh, Riley's into the wall hard in the 28. He is struggling. He's trying to be aggressive, Trey. I think he knows he has a good car. He has some fast pace, and I think really he's kind of aggravated with Martinelli getting into the wall in front of him on that first lap and lost him a lot of time. He's trying to get some of it back and really just try too hard. Now he has damage, pretty heavy damage on the left side of his car as well. He'll fight back with the Ludovic Charette. Martinelli and Davis side by side in front of him. Up at the front still Stapleton leading over Zeidel, Crown Jr., Thompson, and Torres. Great battle back here side by side between Davis, Martinelli. Riley is really, that car is hooked up on the straightaway at least. It's handling well down there because here he is flying up under the bumper. These two nowhere to go with it though. He'll actually look middle of 3 through turn 11. Ludovic Charette down to the inside of them all, trying to get some spots for Red Lightning racing that 0-2. So some aggressive racing early on around the 6th position with Davis, Martinelli, Tube, and Charette all going at it here. That's 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th on the racetrack.
You know, you were saying that Tube might be frustrated because he has a fast car, which he does. I mean, we can clearly see that, but even if you're frustrated, if you're going to hit the wall, you're going to make your good car go to a bad car real quick, right? So it's just another one of these things where road courses, you don't think frustration and stuff like that can play a big factor, but it definitely can. And once you're thrown off your game for, a lap, it really could do some damage and take a while for you to get back up into it. But at the moment, Joe, still got to battle for the lead here. Stapleton has not been able to do what he did in Montreal, like you mentioned, and pull away after he took the lead. He's still got company behind him as Keegan Thompson and Philip Torres are going to be battling still for 4th place as they're side by side down this very, very, very long straight.
You mentioned how long the straight is. As Zeidel's going to pull out, look to the inside to turn 11. It's so long straight by the end of it, they'll reach 190 miles an hour. Into then this basically hairpin turn 11. Zeidel and Stapleton are side by side for the lead. Zeidel had the lead on the start. Stapleton took it on lap 1. Now here they are battling for the lead. Zeidel's going to get the lead of the lap, but Stapleton's still down to the inside, and all this is doing is bringing Zeidel's teammate Crown Jr. into the fight. Stapleton fights back, is nearly clear of Zeidel into the S's. Now he has the unpreferred lane, and look at the run for Crown Jr. 3-car dance for the lead on lap 4. Gonna make it 5, because here comes Philip Torres and Keegan Thompson as well. Look at this racing at the front of the field.
These guys are going crazy, and the only problem, Joe, is that it's only big enough for 2 cars to go side by side. The 20 has nowhere to go. Stapleton's going to go wide. Just scrape the wall.
And here comes Crown. What is happening?
I mean, this is crazy. We got 3 non-chasers leading the field right now.
Yes, we do. Philip Torres has moved up to 3rd by teammate Nathan Stapleton. Crown Jr. nearly clears teammate Justin Zeidel. They're going to race door to door up this long backstretch. And what's that doing, Trey, but punching a huge hole in the air for Philip Torres in 3rd to really just gain and gain and gain down this long straightaway using the draft. Those two still door to door, side by side, no one gaining the advantage as they race off into turn 11. Crown will have the inside preferred lane into turn 11. Torres can close enough to make a move, and now Crown sends it to the bottom. Gets back into the gas sooner than Zeidel, and another lead change on the 4th lap. It's Crown Jr. from 3rd to 1st in 1 lap. Philip Torres nearly into Zeidel, who fights back to the inside of his teammate Crown, sends it in deep into turn 1, and is all but clear as they enter into the S's, and it's a 4-car scram into turn 2 into the S's. Crown, Zeidel, Torres, Stapleton bring Thompson, Davis, Martinelli, and Riley Tube also into the battle. It's like we're pace lapping through the S's.
I don't know how well this is going to turn out, Joe. This is a lot of cars for not a lot of space right now. And as you mentioned, we're going to bring 2 more into it right now. These guys got to be careful here. Oh, wide again. Stapleton, I think, kept it out of the wall. He might have hit it a little bit. So did the 38. That's going to allow Torres to get a run now and go for 2nd place as the 20 of Roberto Crown Jr. is going to start to drive away.
Philip Torres, the lone on-round car yet to visit victory lane this season, trying to do it for Benny Watson here today in the Holiday Inn 400 at Riverside. But the great run off the corner for Justin Zeidel, that EKH Enterprises horsepower trait. It looks like so far that those EKH Fords have some serious pace down this straightaway. They have some, I guess, good engines or just something less drag in the cars. See even here with Riley Tube gaining on Martinelli down the straightaway. Couldn't make the move down to the inside though. Up in front of that, Thompson was looking on Philip Torres, trying to get the spot from him. Couldn't accomplish that as Philip Torres couldn't get the pass made on Justin Zeidel either. Crown Jr.'s gotten away a little bit in that number 20 car. Justin Zeidel in 2nd in EKH 1-2 at the moment. Then you have Torres in third, Thompson fourth, Davis fifth, Stapleton back to sixth. Remember, he led the opening few laps of this race. Then Martinelli and Spiritu both damaged, are seventh and eighth. How about your driver, Eli Bright, moving up inside the top 10, up to ninth by Ludovic Charette. And then some of the championship frontrunners. Lord Chung's in 12th, Matt Tuck's in 13th. Jericho and Egan also still together, 17th and 18th. So at the moment, Chung would be gaining 5 points, Matt Tuck would be gaining 4. It'd be a 4-point advantage for Jericho entering into the final 3 races of the season.
Yeah, definitely. I want to say we're starting to settle it out, but I don't ever know if you can get settled out at a road course, especially one like this where there's continuing battles going on. Another one for second place yet again. Joe's going to punch another big hole for this long straight, and look at the line of cars behind them. I mean, one small mess up, you lose your momentum, Joe, and you could be losing 4 or 5 spots in a matter of seconds.
And once again for Zeidel, he just has the horsepower down the straightaway to get back clear of Philip Torres into turn 11, get down to that preferred lane. But I think Philip is just quicker through all the technical portions of the racetrack. Here he comes back to the inside. Zeidel through turn 11. Cars have been off. There are some on pit road. Once again, we stand under the green flag. In fact, it's 2 OSC cars of Chris Keselowski and Tegan Fox. So some teammates have maybe gotten into it and fallen out of the race. They're on pit road. They'll obviously get back out there once they fix the damages on those cars. Zeidel at the moment, Trey, looks like he's kind of the cork in the bottle here. Really kind of just holding up Philip Torres, Keegan Thompson, Max Davis. Not maybe the fastest of the bunch, but Philip Torres has just not had the answer once we get to this long straightaway. He's had the answer through the technical portions. He's had good runs, but just right here, Zeidel gains on each straightaway, keeps that 77 at bay, and now he's trying to, maybe this time not being side-by-side with Torres, he can get back into a rhythm here and get back going as Martinelli tries to make a pass on Nathan Stipton. Meanwhile, Trey, Eli Bright is flying. He got another spot from Riley Spiritu. That's now 8th, and 6th and 7th are right in front for that Me Motorsports number 88 driver.
Yeah, he is... You know what? I never expected Eli to be a road course person, but he has something in that car today that is just very, I guess you can say secretive, that he is liking right now, and it is working for him because he is moving up this pack right now, and he is going to be trying to get another 2 spots. Stapleton just seems like once he lost that lead, Joe, he is struggling and falling backwards quickly. He is now, what is this? He's going to be fighting for just 7th, 6th, somewhere in that area?
6th, 7th, 8th, 9th right here. He's able to stay in front of Martinelli, so he'll keep 6th for now. Eli Bright is going to be in the unpreferred lane into the S's. That'll bring Riley Spiritu and Ludovic Charette right back into the fight here. That'll allow Stapleton to get away. Look at all the time you lose if you go side by side through the S's. It's just so narrow, such a tight part of the racetrack to be racing like this so close. You just lose basically seconds a lap if you go side by side through here, and that's what's happening. And that's now brought, championship drivers like Lord Chung and Matt Tuck right into this pack as well, which they probably don't want to see that because they were kind of enjoying kind of being just there around 12th place or so. But now here they are closing in, and they're going to be a part of this battle as well. That allows the front 6 to pull away. Martinelli, Spurley, Tube, and Eli Bright, Ludovic Charette will still battle for 7th.
Look at the damage on the left side of his car for Spurley Tube.
Yeah, I mean,
what would that have been from?
That was from when he hit the wall earlier.
Oh, that's right. I was thinking it was going to be the right side for some reason, Joe. You know what? There's too many turns. I'm confused.
Yeah, so that 28 is still beaten and battered. We'll have to see when they hit pit road. Do they take time to fix that damage if they think it's going to be rubbing on new tires, or if they want to leave it just the way it is? You can even see the hood is a little bit buckled up. It's obviously not really affecting the speed of the 28 and the 94 because they were gaining on the front few and had a shot to pass Nathan Stipton, not for the fact that they went side by side at a very poor part of the racetrack. So at the moment, Martinelli keeps 7th. Spiritu's going to get up to 8th by Eli Bright. And we focus in on Lord Chung, who's in 12th. Matt Tuck's in 13th. And then you have Jericho. He's behind a few guys now. Bryce Egan's moved up to 16th, and Jericho all the way back to 20th. Has fallen behind William Simmons in a battle now with DeLello. Lathan Strickland. Jack Haas started 30th. He's moved up pretty nicely in that number 23. Jericho gets clear of that, but he's now back to 20th place and in a mess right now around him. See Jack Haas trying to move low on Lathan Strickland, who goes wide. In fact, that's all 3 of Jake Galway's cars right here. DeLello, Haas, and then Levi Schoen's just behind. Gabe Willard's having a struggling day. Jerry Chen is a chaser that started poorly. He's not running well. In fact, he's only moved up 2 spots from the start of this race. It's going to basically take him out of championship contention as they
Does 07 have damage on the back end?
Well, the 05 has damage on the front.
There is some. Right.
So
I thought
it looks like the 07 is a little bit buckled up. Yeah, a lot buckled up in the rear.
He is.
So obviously there was some sort of incident at the back of the field, and it looks like it was off of that left right-hander corner. We see some skid marks down there. So we obviously have that in a replay that we've probably already shown. as it's Crown still leading over teammate Zidell, who's really closed in. But Trey, pit stops are going to be starting soon as Sprintup's gotten around Martinelli for 7th right here. Finally completes that pass. Driver's been behind all race long, trying desperately to get by. But pit stops should be starting at any moment here. We're now basically at the midway point of this race. And I think Chris Jericho made a move to pit road on the 54, trying to get out of the mess he was in, so he's going to undercut, and they're going to hope that they have the fuel to go from here to the end of the race. So the points leader is in with an aggressive strategy call in that number 54.
Hey, I mean, you're in the middle of the pack. You might as well try to do something to, get a couple of points, and going for the undercut with new tires, it could be the solution. We'll have to see what he does. As you mentioned, Joe, as we're catching lap cars too. Well, one looks battered up. The other one doesn't look like it's too bad. So we'll have to see how everyone fares, or if, the leaders see them catching up to them, and if they're going to decide to come in and pit instead of having to fight around them. We'll see this time around as they're going to go through the final very long corner, and they come down pit road this time. Not yet.
It looks like no one of the front 6 is coming down. Riley Spurley will try and
short
pit. Ludovic Charette will do the same. Here comes Matt Tuck, second in the points.
Here comes a big group.
Bryce Egan as well. So some of the championship front runners are coming in, and they're trying to basically react to Chris Jericho's move on to pit road early. They don't want him to get too big of an advantage, if any advantage at all, by coming in early. It's only about 1 second of tire fall off. The big thing about pitting early is that not necessarily lap time gain, but just clean racetrack. Chris Jericho was in a mess, Trey, as we saw, and he wanted to get out of that, as these two teammates are going to be bound all the way to pit stops. Crown Jr. and Zidell are bumper to bumper and going for the lead here. I'm sure Evan Hunter's saying, guys, just please calm down. We have a 1-2 right now. Don't do anything drastic. Don't do anything silly. But, hey, both these drivers, Trey, they want to win their first races of the DeWalt Cup Series. And at the moment, we're in a good position to get a new winner, even if it's not from a new team. You still have On Around Motorsports and Vision Motorsports up here. But our highest winner of the season is currently 6th place Nathan Stapleton. So you have to go all the way back there to find our first winner of the season. Here we go. Crown and Zidell into turn 11. They're staying lower. It looks like they might be making the move to pit road. Will one of them try and push the issue to gain an advantage on the other? It looks like, Trey, they're playing nice with each other. They're going to come down pretty nicely in order. And it looks like basically...
Does anyone long shot is the question.
Yeah, we'll see if anyone tries that.
I'm going to say no.
I don't think that's happening. So we'll just focus on the EKH cars at the head end of pit road. They'll be battling for the lead on pit exit. Crucially to note is that Zidell is the first pit stall, so he'll have a clean exit if the pit crew does their job and can come out with Crown. A little bit of contact. That won't matter much.
That's all right. It's road course. Contact's fine.
Yep, exactly. So good stop so far for Crown Jr. They can see Ludovic Charette. I think Riley Spurley to repair damage because I have not seen him come by yet in that 28. Crown leaves with a nice stop. Zidell a little bit longer in the 38. Has to wait. He'll come out in front of Torres.
Ooh.
Block him off there, but Crown gets a big advantage away from the rest of the field. Now where Charette and Matt Took come out. There's Ludovic Charette. She's going to gain a lot of time with her undercut. In clear racetrack, she got up to these guys. She's going to be around 6th place or so. Once this all cycles through, you can see Max Davis trying to get up to speed in that 16. Eli Bright, Jacob Miller. We had mentioned with Riley Spurley the damage. It cost him some time. And look at, we don't even see the areas all the way back. So they took time to repair it. And obviously it cost him a lot of time. Meanwhile, Trey, the points leader jumps. Laura Chung and gets right to the back of Matt Tuck. So that one lap, Trey, gained him about 7 or 8 positions. And now he's on the tailgate of the number 11 of Matt Tuck.
Yeah, it's crucial for Jericho right now, right? But we'll have to see how it comes to result at the end of this race. And heartbreak for Spurley, too. We knew he had a lot of damage on his car here, and they decided that it was worth fixing it and at the cost of all the positions. But we'll have to see how everything filters out here, Joe. I did want to mention that on that pit exit we were watching with the front runners, Philip Torres was very, very generous there.
He was.
Being able to back off and not force the issue or go around him because, Joe, that it was the 38, if I'm not mistaken, absolutely just cut him off. I mean, that was aggressive.
And those slow stops have allowed Crown Jr. to pull out to a 3.5-second gap over Zidell. So that really worked well for the driver, the number 20, as this is a great battle for 8th and 9th. Eli Bright just takes 8th from Jacob Miller. And that's bringing Matt Tuck and Chris Jericho right into the fight as well. So the top 2 in the championship, as it started, Matt Tuck would have been leading the points. But as it runs now, he's only gaining 1 little point on Chris Jericho. That's just how well the strategy has worked on the 54. Now the question is, Jericho did pit before halfway, Trey. So is there any maybe thought of needing to save fuel over these final 10 or so laps? Because, as it stood, he technically can't make it. The question is, do they know that they can make it from the point they pitted, and that's why they decided to short pit?
It's a good question. Joe, I really would like a race where we don't have to question fuel, but it seems like it happens quite a bit. And especially last week. I mean, that was just crazy. But, I feel like at a place like a road course like this, you can definitely coast into corners a lot more. So these drivers definitely have the mindset of being able to save fuel. As you can see, Stapleton all the way around the bottom, right past Ludovic Charette. But saving fuel might be a little easier. But the question is, as you mentioned, is it possible or is it even worth it trying to save fuel?
Jacob Miller back there just got back by Eli Bright.
Oh my goodness.
Charette's going to try an aggressive move. This is for a top 5 spot, and for a driver, look at that. She made that work easily. Drove by Nathan Stapleton for 5th. So she stayed out on fuel last time at Darlington, got a top 5 result. She's looking for back-to-back top 5s. She started 10th here today. She's up to 5th, and that car looks pretty fast, and who knows, if she can get away from Stapleton Max Davis, there could be some more spots on the cards for her, because Keegan Thompson, Philip Torres, and even Justin Adell are not too far off the road. The problem is Crown Jr., the race leader, still has that 3.6 second gap coming back to 5 laps to go. It could be very hard to make that up, and Crown Jr. looking poised for his first ever win in the DeWalt Cup Series. He won the Budweiser Shootout to open the season. The non-points race doesn't technically count for a win, but trying to get back to victory lane for the first time since that race. These two are still going at it. Jacob Miller, Eli Bright for 8th and 9th. Matt Tuck in 10th. And in that, Jericho's fallen off a little bit in 11th. So you have to think, is that 54 just kind of coasting, saving fuel? And even you can short shift here. You keep the RPMs down, short shift, and try and save fuel that way as well. So maybe Jericho's doing some of that right now. As you mentioned, coasting, short shifting, whatever it might be. But at the moment, he's fallen off of Matt Tuck's bumper a little bit. Back in 11th place. It's still a very solid day for that driver of the 54, but he has to finish it out here in these positions. Even if he loses some more, as we have someone go wide here. I don't know who it was. It might have been Zidell. He lost some ground, or even Keegan Thompson lost a lot of ground. But obviously, they're all just fine to continue on. But Jericho has to finish this day. Even if he has to give up a few spots, he still has to just leave in a position. He can't run out of fuel. If he runs out of fuel, that might be his championship over.
Yeah, right. So we'll have to... That's the thing with this chase, right? I mean, one small mistake, Joe, and a bad day for you, and everyone else has an average day. It just swings it, right? I mean, it's crazy to watch, but it's fun, but it's frustrating, right? So we'll have to see what Jericho can do here. I mean, honestly, he finishes right here. He'll be. I think he can be happy about that. But I'm still watching my car, Eli Bright, just absolutely battle. Keep inside the top 10 here, and finally the 94 or 95, that is. My apologies, is able to drive away a little bit, but Eli was all over the back of it, and that's got to be very unsettling to see a bright pink car all over the rearview mirror.
Yeah, how about Jacob Miller here today? Started well, and currently running the highest of the Faux Autosport cars. I know Martinelli was running a lot better, had to repair some damage on pit road, lost ground there, but Miller was running very, very well, around 10th place, even before pit cycle started. So great run for Jacob Miller here today. Great battle for 9th place. Eli Bright, Matt Tuck slowing each other up. That allows Jericho Martinelli into the fight as well. And, Laura Chung wants to get up here. Bryce Egan wants to get up here because they don't want to lose points to Chris Jericho. And they know how valuable every point can be. Martinelli's going to look to the inside of Jericho as they exit that right-hander, coming down to another right-hander. Martinelli will be in the preferred lane, but then Jericho will be in the preferred lane for the next corner if he can stay beside the number 94, which he couldn't do quite there. So Martinelli up to 11th, Jericho back to 12th. And now Laura Chung desperately wants to gain points. And someone that knows about how bad just one small mistake can be in this chase is Laura Chung. To start out the chase, she was going to win that first race out at Rockingham, had that tire issue, and she has not been able to recover to the points lead since, even though she's been so good these last 3 chase races. That first one, that big mistake with the tire, it wasn't even a mistake, it was just a mechanical issue, really, really hurt her, that number 79, as the gap at the front has actually come down a good bit. And I think it was because they caught lap traffic. I think Crown Jr. had to basically stay behind Bruno Diacomo for a good bit, and now Zidell and Philip Torres are in that same scenario. So it looks like Crown Jr. maybe I thought maybe it was speed related, but it looks like Trey was just this traffic related now. Zidell and Philip Torres, all the gap that they gained, they're giving up, and Zidell might give up a position because of it.
Yeah, it's not going to make him very happy, right? He went from contending for the win to not the fastest of pit stops to now being stuck behind a lapper who's making me lose a spot because they're slower than you and you picked them at a bad spot. But yeah, I mean, still though, third place, running for second place right now in third place. That's a really good day for them. I mean, for the season they've had, they just been kind of mid pack to
Yeah.
top 10 battling, and to come out here today and have a driver in first, driver battling for second, you can't really be all too upset about that.
No, you cannot. It's been a good day for EKH Enterprises, and obviously Riley Spridge, the one that they would want to run the best, had the issues at the start and really kind of self-inflicted getting into the wall. He's now back outside the top 20. Crown Jr. takes 2 to go. The gap at the front to now Philip Torres back up to 4 seconds, so he's just fine. And Ludovic Charette is on pit road with an issue in the O2. So she was running inside the top 5. Now she pits with 2 to go. Is that fuel? Is that a mechanical issue? As Bryce Egan gets around Zachary DeLello for 13th place. And Laura Chung was trying to attack on Chris Jericho, but the 54 stays in front for now. Meanwhile, Matt Tuck's gotten around Eli Bright. He's up to 8th. Martinelli's now 9th. Eli Bright back to 10th. Jericho 11th. Chung and Bryce Egan are 12th and 13th. And Trey, if that was fuel issues, does that unsettle Chris Jericho and the 54 team?
You definitely think if it is fuel related that they're talking on the radio, if anything, on Channel 2, the spotters and the crew chief, right, saying, hey, just so you know, there's someone coming down pit road that came in when we did. So we'll have to see what this 54 is doing. But like you mentioned, Joe, it's not really he's pushing, right? It's more of like he's just kind of maintaining. So saving fuel for the 54 could have been in the playbooks, and he might be all right, but we'll have to see. Time can only tell. As another battle for going on right now. Is he going to be able to complete the pass? Yes. Maybe. No.
Battle
yes,
to make
no.
an EKH 1-2 with the white flag. Zidell to second. Philip Torres. Is Jericho going to stay out in the 54? He will, so he's good in that regard. That's the white flag. Torres keeps second place for now over Justin Zidell. Meanwhile, Crown Jr. all by himself through the S's for the final time. I have to wonder, Trey, because the O2 pitted after Chris Jericho, and had to have been some sort of mechanical issue. If not, that they just didn't get the car full on pit road.
Yeah, definitely. So, that's the risk you got to take. If you put in less fuel than you need, you got to run that risk of possibly running out. And as you mentioned, that could have been the issue right now. But, Joe, I know one person who doesn't have to worry about it, and this is the guy who has just run away with it. I mean, he got out front and just hasn't looked back.
April 21st was the last time a non-Big Three team went to victory lane. Since then, it's been Toussaint, Otter Island, and Vision dominating the DeWalt Cup Series. Well, here today, EKH Enterprises has stepped up. For the first time since April 21st, a non-Big Three team is going to victory lane. It's going to be Roberto Crown Jr. for the first ever time in the DeWalt Cup Series, coming off turn 11. He takes the checkered flag for Evan Hunter and EKH Enterprises. Crown Jr. wins. Philip Torres, Justin Seidel complete the top 3. Thompson, Stapleton with the top 5. Miller almost gets Max Davis at the end. Matt Tuck will gain 3 points on Jericho here today with 8th. Jericho stays down in 11th. And Bryce Egan had an issue in the 18. He may have had to come down pit road, Trey. And Bryce Egan is maybe out of the championship fight, because I have not seen that 18 cross the line. He is way back in the field.
Yeah, what happened to Egan? He still hasn't come across.
He had to have pitted.
Good.
There he is.
There he is. Wow.
Oh,
well,
boy.
That is heartbreaking for the 18.
Well, now with how it stands, Laura Chung lost a few, like a point or two to Jericho. Bryce Egan just lost all that ground. With 3 races to go, it might just be Jericho and Matt Tuck for the championship, but we'll focus on that a little bit later. Let's focus on Crown Jr. and EKH Enterprises right now. What a day they had. Zidell on pole, and Crown Jr. taking over after that immense battle for the lead that we saw early on this race. And then Crown got to the lead. He had a great pit stop, got away from Zidell, and he never looked back once he got out after that pit road and just pulled away lap after lap. And Crown Jr. is in victory lane for the first time in a points race in his DeWalt Cup Series career. And Evan Hunter has gotten his first win as a team owner in the DeWalt Cup Series.
Hey, Joe, we weren't proven wrong for once. It was a non-chaser winning the race.
A non-chaser, a non-Big Three team winning the race. How about that?
Yeah, look at that. The curse is finally broken, huh?
It is, yep. So your team is no longer the last team not named Toussaint, Otter Island, and Vision to win a race. EKH Enterprises has put their name into the hat as well as winners in the DeWalt Cup Series. I believe that's now 18 winners of the 14. Crown Jr. is the 13th driver to win a race this season. And you know what? I'm sure he'll he'll be enjoying this one, and Evan Hunter will be enjoying it as well. There's been some frustrations blowing over with some of those teams that are not of the top 3 teams, where they're basically like, what do we have to do? And especially after Talladega, I think Talladega really was the boiling point, Trey, where it was like, all right, what can we do if they keep winning on even drafting tracks? Well, Crown Jr., he did what he needed to do today. He got out front and led the most laps today. He gets to victory lane in that number 20 for the first ever time in the DeWalt Cup Series. Trey, that was what a crazy race to start, and then Crown Jr. really was able to pull away and dominate for the second half.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we saw that the Fords, him and his teammate had the speed on the straights, and it just seems like it carried over into everything else on the racetrack. And he had a good stop there. He was able to gain a bunch of time during it, and once he gained that time, Joe, he did not give it up at all. And a couple of lappers, might have played a hand into that, giving him a little bit more of a gap. But I mean, really, just did not look back, and he was the car to beat today.
4.5-second margin of victory for Roberto Crown Jr. Just an absolutely fast car there, and they had to have made some adjustments on pit road as well to make that car even better than it was at the start, because obviously he was a fast car to start, but he wasn't able to pull away from the field like he did after pit stops. So I don't think that was just draft at the start. I think it was just the car maybe wasn't as good as some of the others around, or was just as good as the others around, not much better, but after pit stops they really made it a lot better. And Crown Jr. to victory lane for EK Enterprises in the 29th race of the DeWalt Cup Series 2025 season. As we'll now go take a look at the finishing results from a chaotic race here at Riverside. So here are how they finished from the Holiday Inn 400 at the Riverside International Raceway. Roberto Crown Jr. stealing the Chasers' glory here today and getting to victory lane for the first ever time in his DeWalt Cup Series career in a points-paying race. Philip Torres ends up in second, Zidell and Keegan Thompson third and fourth. The top 4 finishers, all non-chasers here today. Kind of surprising. You would have expected at least 1 or 2 up there near the front. Nathan Stapleton led a few laps early on, falls back to finish in 5th, but still a decent day and trying to get whatever he can in points after his few bad races in the chase. Max Davis, another chaser that's just trying to get whatever he can after a few bad races in the middle, ends up in 6th. Jacob Miller, another non-chaser, with a very, very great day in 7th. Matt Tuck ends up in 8th and closes in on the points lead by 3 points. June Martinelli recovered from damage, ends up in 9th, so that puts 2 Fos cars inside the top 10 to finish. Good day for Octavian Speeding's team. Eli Bright for Me Motorsports ends up the final driver inside the top 10. Just edged out. Chris Jericho ends up in 11th, keeps that points lead. It's down to 5 points, and it looks like it might just be a 2-driver fight for the championship, unless something might go awry and allow Laura Chung to close in. Laura Chung ends up in 12th, only loses 1 point to Jericho, but with 3 races to go, having to gain 27 points could be very, very hard for her. Good move through the field for Galway Automotive cars. DeLello 13th, and Jack Haas, who's had a very struggling chase, moves up to 14th after starting all the way back in about 30th place. Angel Gutierrez from Red Lightning Racing gets a top 15. Brian Rodriguez, 16th, just been a mess in the chase lately for that number 62. Riley Sprague, who had the damage, finishes in 19th, maybe had a top 5 car. If that didn't happen, Gabe Willard, another chaser, ends up in 24th place, and even lower than Gabe Willard as we look down below, Jerry Chen in 30th, and that number 36, and that's going to eliminate him from championship contention pretty much. And Bryce Egan, down outside the top 30, ends up in 39th here today, had to pit for fuel late along with Ludovic Charette and a few others, so Charette from a top 5 to 37th. Bryce Egan, from a day where he's only maybe going to lose a point or 2 to Jericho, ends up losing a lot and basically takes him out of championship contention. And Chris Kozlowski was 3 laps down. Tegan Fox had a tire issue at the end and just retired the car. It was so late in the race, she ends up 42nd and out of the Holiday Inn 400. As we now go take a look at the point standings, 3 races left, Trey. 5 points between Jericho and Tuck at the top, and then 3rd place Laura Chung is 27 points back. So it looks like at the moment it is a 2-driver race for the championship, and a big battle for about 4th in points or so. You have drivers like Martinelli and Egan and Rodriguez, Stapleton that are all right on top of each other. Max Davis as well. They're all right on top of each other for that 4th spot, trying to get kind of best of the rest in that regard. And it's close for that, close for the points lead. Let's see how these final 3 races perform and how it plays out for these chase drivers over the course. And as we look at the team points, Still Vision Motorsports leading the way. Odd Island Tucson trying to do anything they can to close in on that. Trey, final thoughts from the Holiday Inn 400 at Riverside. A new winner, a new team winner to victory lane here today, Crown Junior and EKH Enterprises.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think it was a great race. It was a road course race where there wasn't too much carnage. At the same time, it really came down to strategy and who had the best handling car, and I don't think there's much you could ask for after that. And chasers-wise, other than, well, it was Egan having to come back down for, we believe it was fuel, right? And other than that, I mean, everyone had a relatively calm day. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I would say the chasers were pretty calm out there, all things considered, and as you mentioned, really only Bryce Egan. Jerry Chen got involved in that accident a little bit in that number 36 and couldn't make up ground, but otherwise it was a pretty clean day for chasers, all things considered. And you have to give a lot of call to the crew chief on the 54, making the call to come in early, 1 lap earlier than halfway, and coming in to get not only clean track once you come off pit road on the fresh tires, but a clean pit road as well. And it gained Jericho about 7 or so spots. He got up there to finish pretty well, just a few spots behind Matt Tuck on a day where it looked like he was going to lose the points lead. So very impressive moves there from Jericho's pit crew and crew chief. And this could be a day where you look back, even though it was just, 11th, 12th place finish. This could be a day where you look back and say that's where we won the championship, because we didn't give up when we had a bad car. We were stuck back in 20th. We made the most of what we could, nearly got a top 10, stole a top 10 nearly at the end of the day. We look forward to the next 2 races, final 3 races of the season, but before we get to the finale, we have to get through these next 2. And next time out, JRTV, next Monday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, we're going racing at the Homestead Miami Speedway. This could be such a fun race, multi-groove racing, and a very, very fun racetrack to watch. Could be a lot of tire fall off, you have to think as well there. And then 2 weeks' time, our final short track of the season, the North Wilkesboro Speedway. That'll be another good one there. And it's a good run to end the season out. Homestead, North Wilkesboro, and then the California Speedway. It's still all to play for Jericho and Tuck, 5 points between them as we go into these final 3 races. But today, let's say congratulations for the first time this season to Roberto Crown Jr. and Evan Hunter's team, EKH Enterprises, on a win in the DeWalt Cup Series in the 2025 season. For Trey Bardo, I'm Joe Rakowski. So long from the 5th chase race at Riverside.